All right, we've got everything ready. I think we're going to go ahead and do a pushback now.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
We'll go back into the alley a bit.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up. Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect. Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Releasing the parking brake.
Starting pushback, and you may start engine.
Okay, we'll go to packs off. And we'll start number 2. We got N2 rising. %, adding power. Starting number 1. Watching the N2 out here to 25. How did the 24-hour stream go, Dot Wallop? Were you fried? Are you fried now? You're young though, you can handle it, right? I could never do it. I won't ever do it.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Okay, setting the parking brake.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
I'm fried. I slept for 4 hours, but if I continue, I'm going to throw off my sleep cycle entirely. But it went really well. I'm glad you had a good time. I bet you the pilots out there appreciated ATC coverage for such a long period of time. All right, we got engines stabilizing. We'll go ahead and put on engine generators. We'll come up here and we'll go packs to auto. Isolation
tow is
valve.
Disconnected and bypass pin has been removed.
Auto.
Hand signal will be on the left. We'll see you next time. Have a safe flight.
We'll do hydraulics on A. Propete can come on. Yaw damper should have been on a long time ago.
TPM 3 Alpha Golf, advise you have the Siskiyou weather, say approach request.
Taxi light on. Engines to continuous. and flap set to 5. Here we go.
TBM 3 Alpha Golf Roger, expect visual approach.
You had traffic constantly for the entire session. It was crazy. That's awesome. Well, I'm pretty excited about the potential for that new audio to happen, but it's all talk until I see it. In the meantime,
You are now logged on.
I'm glad you had a good time. All right. We're going to follow the line. So when you're taxiing at Salt Lake City, they don't have ramp control simulated, so you just will come out here to a waiting position, simulating that you've been dispatched. I don't know if they actually dispatch via the radio, or if they dispatch via the messages in the FMS in Salt Lake City. I don't know. Probably both. I don't know. I can personally assure you it's anything but talk. It will be amazing. Oh, that's excellent. Well, I'm talking more about the timeline, right? And it open. I mean, okay. The rumor is open beta on Saturday, but all right, we're coming up here to spot 6. And we'll park, and we'll tune to ground 123.775. Put the tower in standby. Oh, and we also need to put in our squawk code. So squawk code is 2540. We'll call. We're assuming that we're going to get 16 left via hotel. Maybe. Salt Lake City ground, Alaska 572, spot 6, taxi with Quebec.
Alaska 572, solid ground, runway 16 left, taxi via hotel.
16 left via hotel, Alaska 572. Yeah, there's a 2-week free trial on Pilotedge. Yep. It's the #1 add-on for any simulator, and I say that sincerely. For me, 2 points are important for an ATC network: CTAF/info with voice and real-world frequencies. Then I can use it for training. PE is very good. You're hoping that it comes to your... I would like it to expand for the rest of the U.S. eventually. I would like them to have 5,000 pilots and 100 controllers. And you want to know something? I have a little bit of a prediction. This Flight Simulator 2020 that's coming, I think is going to onboard a bunch of people into flight simulation, and a lot of them are going to discover X-Plane. And a lot of them are going to discover Pilotedge. Yep. And then I also think, yeah, I mean, there's a lot there. John is very, very wise. He is very wise. In fact, he knows how to spell wise, yes, on occasion. Not very often, but on occasion. Oh, I got a lot of grays. I got a lot of grays. With the right there in the beard ski, and you know, got the pepper going on up top. I just want to know if you're going to ride your motorcycle in the next day or two, Jack. That's what I want to know. And if so, where? What do you expect? There you go. Yeah. All right, we're going to switch to the tower frequency, and I'm going to put Salt Lake City departure in the standby here. There's no one behind us.
Alaska 572, Salt Lake Tower, fly heading 160, wind 160 at 16, runway 16 left, clear for takeoff.
Was that heading 160, Alaska 572?
Yeah, affirmative.
Okay, heading 160, 16 left, cleared for takeoff, Alaska 572. Okay, I wasn't expecting that, but we'll roll with it. Landing lights on. And we'll do taxi light off. Strobe and steady. And we'll do LNAV. It won't engage, so that's okay. Set heading 160. Set heading 160. Set heading 160. Plane command's not working there. Alright, here we go. Heading 160, climb and maintain 10,000. Toga. Oh, Toga's not working either. That's interesting. Rotate that up to 10,000.
80 knots. V1, rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Gear coming up. Okay, we're going to hand fly this, heading 160.
400.
Clean up some flaps. Go autopilot, heading select.
1000.
Bug up our speed. Clean flaps. Heading 160.
Alaska 572, connect departure.
Over to departure, Alaska 572. Okay, come down here, put in 124.3. Actually, I'm going to lower my vertical speed. I don't know why the auto throttle has it at 240, but yeah. Salt Lake City departure, Alaska 572, 8,500, climbing 10,000, Zions 1.
Alaska 572, Salt Lake departure, at a contact, climb and maintain for level 230.
Climb maintain 230, Alaska 572. Alright, 230. We'll do level change. Oh yeah, you can use Pilotedge on P3D, you bet. It's 105 degrees. Whew. Yeah, no bike ride today. Alright, watching our speed.
Alaska 572, proceed direct Zions, resume the Zions 1 departure.
Direct Zions, resume Zions 1 departure, Alaska 572. Okay, we'll come down here. Boom, boom. And we'll go LNAV. So we're direct to Zions. Okay, SOP. Landing lights off. Everything else looks good. Turn the
Ladies and gentlemen, as we climb to our cruise altitude, for your safety, it's important to remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. Even if the sign is off, please keep your seatbelt fastened in case we experience unexpected rough air. Also remember to use caution when
Oscar 572, Connect Salt Lake Center 135.77.
3577, Alaska 572.
electronic devices. Please be reminded that federal regulations prohibit the use of cellular network services during the flight. After the meal service,
Salt Lake Center, Alaska 572, flight level 180 for 230.
available today.
Oscar 572, Salt Lake Center, climb and maintain flight level 340.
Climb maintain 340, Alaska 572.
Due to security regulations, we'd like to remind you about restrictions to carry on baggage containing liquids, gels, or creams.
Standard pressure. Pilotedge is staffed, yeah. 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. Pacific. It's staffed from 8 a.m. Pacific. Yeah. Until 11. Is it a 10 or 11 p.m. Pacific? Yeah. How does model matching work? They have CSLs, and they have high definition CSLs that look fantastic. I'm gonna go into VNav. And then I'm gonna do level change. Yeah, 8 to 11. So what's the deal with pilotage? Is there yeah, okay, that was why you were asking the question, yeah. And that's the beauty of the situation, right? Is that when I get to flying, I don't want to go chase controllers. I want the controllers to be there. And I want every position. I want clearance, ground, tower, departure, center, approach, and I want the tower I want approach and tower on the other side of my destination. And I can fly anywhere. I can fly in Montana, Colorado, New Mexico,
DBM 3 Alpha Golf,
Texas, Arizona,
12 o'clock, 100 miles.
Nevada, Utah, Idaho, Washington, Oregon, California. Even a sliver of North Dakota.
DBM 3 Alpha Golf, current visual approach to the Siskiyou Airport. Radar is terminated, no traffic observed between you and the Siskiyou Airport. Report condition of 5 in the air on this frequency on the ground 122.2, frequency change approved.
Frequency change approved and we'd like to cancel IFR at this time, 3 Alpha Golf.
TBM 3 Alpha Golf, IFR cancellation received, squawk and maintain VFR.
Squawk and maintain VFR, have a good day, 3 Alpha Golf.
Yeah, yeah. Yep, I'm with you on that, Vivid. AJ. And you have two options, right? You can do ZLA, which is more, I would say it's more focused on the smaller aircraft. You can fly any plane in ZLA down in the Los Angeles Center area. But if you're more into the tubes, into the 737, 757, 76, 77, 74, then the Western U.S. package you can get outside of ZLA, or you can get both. So. And it's very productive for anyone that's in flight training. I saw a story the other day where an individual had passed his private pilot's license in 41 and a half hours, and he
1,000 to go.
gave a lot of credit to Pilotedge for shaving off some of that training time that he would need in order to become comfortable on the radio and with also VFR procedures. So. And then, of course, it also helps with IFR training because you can simulate real-world IFR procedures with very, very well-trained controllers. So, shaves off time. So I believe it's around $19 a month if you want just the ZLA, the Los Angeles. I think that includes Las Vegas, but that SoCal area. And then outside the Western U.S., the entire package is $34, I believe. And then if you want just the Western U.S., again, it's like that $19.20. But then there's also discounts for a yearly. I think I paid $300 and something for the year. Which, if you think about it, how many hours of flight training is that? 1.5. So. Yeah, so pricing. If you do an annual, it's $329. If you do an annual just for Los Angeles Center only, it's $179. If you do an annual just for the Western U.S. outside of ZLA, it's $179 for a year, or $329 for both, or $34.90 a month for both. So, yep. All right, we're at flight level 340. I'll go ahead and engage the VNAV here. There we go. Turn off the fasten seatbelt sign. And we can go into auto here. As many hours as I spend on it, it comes down to less than $1 per hour. Yep, like a cup of coffee. You like flying Central U.S., so I'm kind of stuck with what. I've never heard anyone say they like flying in the Central U.S. So that's good to know. Like Nebraska, Kansas, North Dakota, South Dakota, or are you talking more like Chicago, Missouri, Iowa? And yeah, I get that. I mean, a lot of people want to fly where they're from, right? Iowa, Minnesota. But isn't this beautiful out here with these mountains and this terrain? Isn't it gorgeous? No, I get it. I mean, I took off from my hometown, right? Salt Lake City. So it's definitely, yeah, we'd all, I mean, in an ideal world, Pilotedge worldwide, baby. Complete 24/7 coverage worldwide on Pilotedge. And it's a Fortune 500 company. That's the airspace you work, so it's fun to fly there. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Because you're a real world controller, right? So let me ask you a question, Tiber. If you're having any problems with your X-Plane, Vivid, you may want to go onto the Discords. They're so valuable. I see so much tech support happening every day on the Discords. But Tiber, I have a question for you. And hello, Brazil. Deriva Games, or Deriva Games, Doriva or Duriva Games. Tiber, so question: when you give a pilot, I don't know, do you work what's your position? Are you approach, center, tower, ground? I recall some conversations, but I don't recall which position you are. Center, okay. Do you if you say to me Alaska 572, okay, let's say I just check in. You say Alaska 572, Roger. Enoch altimeter 3004. Do you want me to just repeat back 04, or is that just a waste of transmission space? Or is it kind of like an acknowledgement that, hey, yep, I can hear you, you hear me? If you give me the altimeter and I repeat back the last two, is that a good or a bad use of radio space? Because I in the real world, I've given back the last two to a controller, if that's all, and if the frequency wasn't too busy. But I wanted to know how you feel it. So you do, when you give just the altimeter, you want us to acknowledge. Okay, fair. I like it. That's why I asked the questions. But some pilots don't, right? And okay. And if I acknowledge, do you want me to?
American 1231, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain for level 240.
Yeah.
American 1231.
Makes sense.
American 1231, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain for level 240.
Descend at pilot's discretion, maintain flight level 240, American 1231.
Let's see what Vegas is up to. All right, we got information kilo. And we've got wind is 180 at 9. So they are arriving 26 left still. And look at that altimeter, 299.2. Visual approaches in use, VFR departures, good to go. All right, we'll plan on visual 26 left. Gongzilla, how are you? Just let us know you are here. You hear us, and it verify to us that you are on the correct frequency. Perfect. All right. Good tip. So, are you Minneapolis Center, or do you want to keep that information between you and yourself? Some sectors use up to 4 frequencies. Okay. Do you ever correct anyone who appends heavy to their call sign? Do you ever say heavy's not necessary on frequency to them, or no? Minneapolis Center, very cool. Deriva, I really like your life and work in the aeronautics field. I would be very happy to see your live voice pilot in an Embraer 190. I have piloted an Embraer 195. I have piloted a 195, yep. Uh-oh. Oh, we paused there for a second. It's a great plane. Unfortunately, the flight computer, the LNAV and VNAV, is not ideal, but it reminds us to give out wake turbulence alerts. Oh, really? You give out wake turbulence alerts as center? Okay. I thought it was only approach or tower that did that, but that's good to know. So what you're saying is, wait a second. When I'm talking to center, I was told that using heavy as center is not necessary. It's only necessary with approach, ground, tower, clearance. But with center, I was told to leave it off. Are you saying that's incorrect? Well, that's kind of fascinating. If that's because Pilotedge, yeah. See right there, Asmarts is saying, but maybe you were saying it's necessary. Well, maybe clarify, Tiber. You can leave it off, but most pilots include. Okay, but you said it is necessary. But what you're saying is it is optional. Okay. But you're saying most of the real world pilots leave it on, huh? Okay. Don't they say super though with the 380 instead of heavy? Or do they super and heavy? You'd say it's about okay. We got a difference of opinion. You'd say it's 50-50. So if I in Pilotedge, if I leave it on, it's not. Okay. Fascinating. The 380s are always call themselves super and sometimes don't respond if you don't call them super. Of course you say heavy. You don't want to make the guys in the RJ feel bad. You want to make the guys in the RJ feel bad. Well, Brad, were you kind of trained the same way that I was, in that you don't need to say center, or sorry, you don't need to say heavy on center? But now we've got people saying you should. Most do. Some are saying 50-50. It's not wrong to say heavy. It's just not required in the center environment. Okay, so both Tiber and Asmarts are both center controllers. Isn't this wonderful that we have these experts in the field? Oh.
Center American 1231, just wanted to ask if there's an approach you can have us expecting in Torino.
A380 can give quite a thump to crossing GA jets.
Salt Lake City Center, I have no idea what Reno's doing there within Oakland's airspace. Should probably get something from an approach.
Oh.
Thanks for making it on.
We've got a new controller. My favorite controller. Well, so far, 3.35 version 10 of the Zibo is working great. And we made a lot of boo-boos on the FMC, and we corrected them, and it still is great. German Challenger totaled after a 380 wake turbulence. Ooh. Ouch. What was the spacing between those two? Was it too small of a entrail spacing, or was it was converging traffic, what, a couple thousand below? Or 1,000 below? 1,000 below, and it just, wow. So totally legal, but still took out the Challenger, huh? Wow. So if that's the case, then why don't they? If you can get wake turbulence from a super at 1,000 feet difference, maybe it's time to adjust that legality. We got a subscribe. We got Yuki Notora with the subscribe.
Fly.
Thank you, Yuki.
We got a subscribe.
Oakland Center 132.2.
We do have a subscribe. Thank you for the subscribe, Yuki.
122.2. Have a good day. America 1201.
Hey, McTrine. Hope you're well. Yeah, we shouldn't sign off
Oakland
on.
Center American 1231 is ascending through flight level 290.
We shouldn't sign off on the.
American 1231 Oakland Center, Roger. You want to make sure that when you have a descent instruction or if you're changing altitudes, present altitude and your altitude assignment as well. What were you assigned?
Yeah, we're descending through 290 for 240, American 1231.
American 1231, Roger, thanks.
So, hey, John Fezza with you, PE. Do you get any screaming kids wanting attention on Pilotedge? Yeah, you do. Like me, I want attention. There is an age requirement on Pilotedge. It's 18. I think you can get a waiver if you are a student pilot that actually has a has soloed, I think. Or maybe it's not even I don't know. There is a waiver, but normally it's 18. All right, let's take a look at the arrival. So if I click on the City 4 arrival and we turn on the georeferencing, here's our aircraft coming down. We're about to hit the Enoch transition, and here, this green line here is the border between Salt Lake Center and Los Angeles Center. So at some point along this
American 1231
route
via the MyBad 2 arrival and the Reno altimeter 3006.
I will get a handoff
Via
to
the MyBad 2 arrival for American 1231 and 3006.
Los Angeles Center. We need to be at Casino at 16,000 and City or Zig at 250 knots, 12,000. So let's just check those. So 16,000 and Zig 12,250. According to this, our top of descent is in 62 miles. Verifying assigned altitude, because if they're only going to flight level 220 out of the lows, we don't have control to climb the plane through 230 or whatever the highest altitude of the lows is. Oh. So if you see a Premier jet that's 1,000 feet below and it looks like it's gonna intersect a super that's 1,000 feet above, do you say caution wake turbulence then? Or do you say...
Alaska 572, contact LA Center 124.62. We'll see ya.
It's great to hear your voice. 124.62, Alaska 572. Okay. 124.62. Los Angeles Center, good morning. Alaska 572, flight level 340.
Alaska 572, Los Angeles Center, roger.
I do. I have seen other controls offer a vector behind. Yeah, I'm thinking a vector behind is a great choice. Or even maybe even 2,000 feet below their present altitude. I don't know. That's scary. Converging target procedures first, then caution wake turbulence. All right, there's the turn at Enoch. I've actually been to the Enoch VOR. It's right down there in that field. And, yeah. Let's see if I can find it. Converging target procedures. So my Zibo is V3.34, release candidate 3.0. Hey, if it works, it works. I wouldn't bother adjusting, but I will say that if I will say that 3.35 or fixed 10 is working great. Oh, I think it's right. Ah, there it is. Okay, so we just flew over the Enoch VOR. Did you guys see that? All right, I think I got some turbulence coming up. I'm gonna put the seatbelt signs on. We got a subscribe. Unix VOR. Off-sked descent with the subscribe. That's 1 year of support from off-sked descent. Real world 737 captain right there in the chat. Supporting the John Fly stream. Good day to you, sir. Happy Thursday. Traffic 12 o'clock, 10 miles eastbound, A380, something like that. Yeah. Enjoy Black Sheep. Yeah, Enoch. Enoch as in E-N-O-C-H, Steve. But yeah, that's... Isn't that gorgeous? I just have this thing about... this thing about VORs. Don't tell anyone. Nice flying weather, broken record. Yeah, you like those clouds? Isn't flying in the desert wonderful? You have really bad luck with your flying, by the way, in the real world. You always get these clouds. I just get smattering of real world weather. Smattering of clouds. Iowa Scotsman, how are you? All right, 22 miles supposedly to the top of descent. A lot of VORs are being decommissioned. I know. It's very sad, actually. I really do think that they should keep most. But then again, it's only because it's a nostalgia thing for me. And I also have this idea that there's some sort of solar flare that's this monstrous solar flare, and all of the GPS satellites don't function. And because of the solar flare, but the VHF frequencies are operational, so your VORs save the day. kind of like the backup system to the English language or the French language or the Russian language or the Chinese language is Morse code, right? Because the aliens don't understand the Morse code. But they've studied the languages, but they forgot to study the Morse code. So Morse code saves the day. The VORs can save the day. It's the thunderstorms and picking your way through them while getting bounced around. Yeah.
Alaska 572, descend via the Site E4, arrival for runway 26 left.
Descend via the Site E4, arrival 26 left, Alaska 572. All right, so we're going to put in the lowest altitude we can on the Site E. I think it's City, but it could be Site E, I guess. The lowest altitude at the Site E is 8,000, it looks like. 26 left. Arvid, Deprino, 8,000. All right, so we're going to bug up 8,000. There's 8,000. Top of descent's in 8 miles. It says it's updating, but I keep getting a nav data out of date warning. I will help you. Would you like to do some remote technical support live after I land in Vegas? It's pronounced like City. That's what I thought. Yeah, City 4. I also, people mispronounce the Enoch VOR, Enoch transition. Or no, the Enoch is fine. It's the, they don't say Zion's 1 departure. They say Zion's. It's Zion's. But at the same time, I mean, I can't pronounce several things correctly. First time watching a flight sim stream, you got me intrigued, sir. Well, Visual, I think that's how I'll call you. Welcome aboard. And thank you for, I'm really curious, how did you discover the flight simulation category? It says you've been on Twitch for 4.5 years, almost 4.5 years. How did you discover it? You caught probably the best FS streamer out there. No, I'm in the top 25 now. I used to be in the top 20, but now I'm in the top 25. Because there's only 26 of us out there. Just kidding. Something brown is on your nose. Yeah, there you go. I think off-sked descent is going to one day...
71 Kilo, San Luis Grand Clear, on 1 airport 5 runway heading radar vector San Marcos VOR, then is filed. Maintain 5,000, expect 7,000, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 120.55, squawk 6250.
I'm going to let the guy say read back correct. Was on Reddit watching PC battle stations, and one of them was this...
71 Kilo, read back correct.
Los Angeles Center, Alaska 572 out of 300.
572.
So that's how. So you, on Reddit, so you were like, okay, there's flight sim stuff out there, and then there was an enormous rig of flight sim equipment. So then you came to Twitch, and then did you just type in flight simulation, or did you look specifically for X-Plane or Flight Simulator X?
71 Kilo, San Luis Grand Way 29, taxi via Alpha.
That smoky, sultry flight sim voice is known far and wide. St. Wolfric, how are you doing? I gotta put in some drag. Okay, drag coming in. Just typed in flight sim. Okay, I'm happy that it came up. So welcome aboard. Normally, when you start out with flight simulation, you fly a very small aircraft like a Cessna. Skyhawk. So there's when you buy X-Plane 11, there is several planes that come with it for free. So your total outlay is $60, right? You get yourself a $40 Logitech joystick, a 3D Pro, and you just fly that little Cessna around. And then yeah. And we are here to help from small plane to medium to big, because we are a very small community on Twitch. So we appreciate you discovering us for sure. Yes, we do have a full-size 737-800 full motion simulator streamer named Delta 213 DAL213 Nico. What's the biggest difference between Microsoft Flight Sim and X-Plane in your opinion? I'd say the biggest difference is, okay, flight model. The aerodynamics, the way that the flight model, the way that the aircraft interacts with the surrounding situation, much better with X-Plane. And then the other thing is, look at this. This is real world satellite photo of the approach into Vegas. So this is what the real world pilots are seeing on approach into Vegas, right? P3D doesn't have this as to the clarity that X-Plane does. And then you can get something similar, but you have to pay a lot of money. In P3D's
Alpha Bravo descend and maintain 6,000.
In P3D's defense, they have some better aircraft categories, like the heavies. Like they have a 747 and a 777 that's much better than what we have presently in X-Plane. 737, I'm fine with this 737. You have better clouds, better water textures. You have a wider base of users, so there's the difference. But if you're looking for getting into simulation, X-Plane has the most momentum right now, and it's very cost effective. I am on the latest version. Well, the latest version as of this morning. And X-Plane does have the best Boeing 727 out there, as well as the best 737-200. Yeah. And soon to have the best F-35 fighter. I'm going to release it. John Fly Productions is releasing the F-35. All right, let's focus now. We're going to set altimeter 3001. So here we go, 3001. I'm going to set it to 3001. I'm also going to set my auto brake to 2. I know that's probably a little bit more than most. We're supposed to be at zig at 12,000. And we need to be at 250 knots at 12,000. So the restriction here in the computer does say 250. Hopefully our plane abides by this. This is Lake Mead out ahead.
Number 46637 Las Vegas, Clear Palm Springs Airport, rotate departure 29 Palms, transition minutes filed, climb via Sage Squawk 1462.
All right, I'm just going to read here. For 26 left, we're supposed to go 188 to Arvd, and then on track 212 to Flies. Or sorry, no, I got that wrong. Arvd 188 track to Prino. All right, so I'm going to put in departure arrival ILS 26. That looks great. So Arvd, Prino, Shand, and then we're good. Slant Whiskey's going away, eh? That sucks. All right, in 10 miles, we're supposed to be at 12,000. We're passing through 15,000. I'm going to go ahead and turn on some lights. Engines to continuous. Igniters to both. Might as well do one of these things. I never do this. PA. Oh, That's probably not the right one, huh? And then the other thing visual is that I'm connected to a network where I'm actually talking to another human being who is looking at a radar scope, and it's directing traffic into and out of the area and around the areas. Real world ATC following real world procedures. So I have to be on my A game. But that's an add-on that I pay for monthly. You can just get in the plane and dinker around without any, ATC. There's also simulated computer ATC, which, in my opinion, sucks, but it's better than, I guess, than. No, it's not better than nothing. I won't do it currently. But yeah, having a real world controller watching my every move, I dig it. Water's a little too blue, though. I got to fix my water textures.
Number 6238 Alpha, SoCal approach clearly Seal beats Naval Reserve Station via the Ontario Papa Niner tech route. Maintain 4,000, departure frequency 135.4, squawk 3102.
Yeah, these are paid employees, and they're paid hourly, and there are free networks out there, but you don't get the guaranteed coverage, and you don't have the guaranteed training for each position. So this one they are paid. And
Number 6238 Alpha, read that correct. Clearance port of not airborne by 1750 Zulu, time now 1730 Zulu, report airborne on 135.4.
it just adds a
471 kilo contact departure.
it adds more realism. And again,
Alaska 572, contact Las Vegas approach 133.905.
3395 Alaska 572.
One kilo, 5,000 runway heading.
Number 71 kilo, send above departure radar. Contact climb, maintain 7,000, clear direct San Marcos VOR.
7,000 direct San Marcos, so.
Las Vegas approach, Alaska 572, 11,300, descending with kilo.
Alaska 572, Las Vegas approach, expect a visual approach runway 26 left after Frito, join to runway 26 left localizer.
Okay, expect visual 26 left after Preno, join 26 left localizer, Alaska 572.
We're 902 for Alpha Bravo, contact SoCal approach 134.2.
So there's the turn at City.
134.2, Cirrus 924 Alpha Bravo.
So I'm going to click on Las Vegas, and I'm going to add a approach procedure, ILS 26 left at Preno. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to overlay the chart. This is the real world chart that pilots would be using. And I'm going to dial in this frequency right here, 111.5.
Approach Cirrus 924 Alpha Bravo, 6,000.
So 111.5 in nav 1.
924 Alpha Bravo, SoCal approach, 65 and you have the Burbank weather, expect a visual approach runway 15.
Okay, so 111.5 is now established in the nav 1 radio. And then I also need to put in a final approach course of 259.
Cirrus 924 Alpha Bravo, expect a visual approach runway 15.
So up here, I'm going to rotate this dial here to 259.
SoCal approach, is it possible to get the ILS runway 8 from Van Nuys? We'll accept the tailwind.
924 Alpha Bravo, cross Van Nuys at 6,000, cleared ILS runway 8 approach.
We'll accept the tailwind.
Cross Van Nuys at 6,000, cleared ILS runway 8 approach. Thank you so much. And we have information golf, 924 Alpha Bravo.
Their bonuses are structured on how frequently they pun news. I haven't heard of any bonuses, but that would be nice. But I will attest to the quality of the controllers. And probably one of the biggest testaments to the quality of controllers on Pilotedge is the fact that they didn't accept my application to be one. All right, lights are on. Auto brake is set. Flaps coming in. Flaps 1. That might be a little bit early, but we're supposed to be at 230 knots in 5 miles. What do you think? Is that a little too early for my flaps 1? Here I am coming down here. We're going to intercept the localizer at Preno.
For 1507 Charlie, Santa Barbara clearance cleared to the Palomar Airport 5 runway heading right vector center intersection minutes filed. Climb and maintain 3000, expect 900,000, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 120.55, squawk 3023.
I'm going to set up 111.5 on the nav2 as well.
$1,000 to go.
Number 1507 Charlie, read back correct.
Okay, we're at 8,600 coming down to 8,000 at Preno.
6637 Las Vegas runway 19 right, taxi via hotel.
I'm going to arm my speed brakes.
March GCA, Cessna 6238 Alpha at 1,600, climbing 4,000.
Number 6238 Alpha, SoCal approach Titan.
638 Alpha, roger.
Oh yeah, you're right, 259.
Number 6238 Alpha, radar contact 2 miles north of French Valley Airport.
Thank you. All right. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the localizer, VOR.
Southwest 2202 Las Vegas, transfer to San Diego Lindbergh Airport, rotate departure Lavelle transition minutes filed, climb via SID squawk 2727. Southwest 2202, read back correct.
All right, I'm going to put in the tower frequency. Las Vegas Tower 26 left is 119.9. Put that into standby. And there we've established the localizer. And we're going to expect a visual.
Number 1507 Charlie, Santa Barbara runway 25, taxi via Juliet.
Now we can control our speed. Actually, I haven't been cleared for the visual, so I should probably maintain my altitude. Airport in sight, Alaska 572.
Alaska 572, visual approach, runway 26 left.
Clear visual 26 left, Alaska 572. Yeah, I went down a couple hundred feet there. I should have reported in sight upon that turn. All right, there's Las Vegas, and there is 26 left and right. Now it's just a matter of managing my speed. I'm going to go ahead and change my speed to 173. And Bush covers code 3, flaps 2. When I get about 10 miles out, I'll drop the gear. DME is 15.2. To the runway. It's a little bit fast, but the gear coming down will bring our speed back quite a bit.
Number 46637 Las Vegas Tower, runway 19 right, clear for takeoff.
Someone's taking off from 19 right. Very cool.
Alaska 572, contact Las Vegas Tower.
Over to Tower, Alaska 572. Las Vegas Tower, Alaska 572, visual 26 left.
Alaska 572, Las Vegas Tower, traffic citation departing runway 19 right prior to your arrival, runway 26 left, clear to land.
26 left, clear to land. We'll keep our eye out for Alaska 572. Okay, there's 10 miles.
Santa Barbara Tower, Cessna 1507 Charlie, holding short of runway 25 at Juliet, ready for departure.
Gear coming down.
1507 Charlie, Santa Barbara Tower, runway 25,
Flaps 5.
takeoff, fly runway heading.
On my 25, clear for takeoff and runway heading Cessna 1527 Charlie.
We're going to do dual channel here. Oh, that's interesting. I can't do dual channel. Oh, that was one thing that I did find on a bug, though, for those that were asking about version 3.35 fix 10. I couldn't get Toga to engage. And now I can't get dual channel going for some reason. That's okay. Single channel's fine.
Number 46637, contact departure.
All right.
Contact departure, citation 637.
Okay, flaps 10. Because of the second FD being disengaged, maybe? Oh, you're right. I didn't notice that. On here, on the hardware panel, it's engaged. But you're right.
46637, Las Vegas departure, radar contact.
Good call. Excellent call. Okay, flaps 15. And V speeds. We're going to go flaps 30, 132. Flaps 25. Shared flight changes, messing things up. Shared flight? What's shared flight? Yeah, Crystal Sky, thank you. You get some snacks if you want them for helping me out with that situation. Okay, flaps 30 and a VREF. All right, so we're going to go 138 now.
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
Thank you. We'll disengage at 3 miles out. I'm going to bring my throttles back a little bit here.
Number 1507 Charlie, contact departure.
Okay, autopilot off my airplane.
November 1527 Charlie.
Low, correcting. Adding a little bit of throttle.
1507 Charlie, send by departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 8,000.
Power. Power. Got a little bit of rudders going on here. Okay, reversers engaged.
$80 knots.
1507 Charlie, clear direct Henry intersection, resume on navigation.
Okay, we're clearing at Alpha 5.
We're 63 Alpha Bravo, traffic 1 o'clock, 2 miles VFR, target northwestbound, altimeter 4,000, type unknown.
Spoilers down.
Spoilers already down.
Thank you. Okay, clearing the runway. Landing lights coming off, taxi light coming off, strobes steady.
Las Vegas ground, Southwest 2202 is spot 10 with Kilo.
We're going to start.
Southwest 2202, Las Vegas ground, retro, you ready for taxi?
2202 is ready for taxi with Kilo.
2202, runway 26 right, taxi via Charlie.
Charlie to 26 right for 2202.
Alaska 572, what's your gate today?
We're at the Bravo gates today, Alaska 572.
Alaska 572, Alpha 5, Bravo, Golf to the ramp, cross runway 26 right at Alpha 5, monitor ground. G'day.
Okay, Alpha 5, Bravo 5, Charlie to the gates. We'll cross 25 right at Alpha 5, Alaska 572. Good day.
For 46637, contact Los
Whew,
Angeles
that was a
Center
mouthful.
133.2.
Okay, we got the APU starting up, letting it settleize before we bring in the gens. Woo. Okay, Alpha 5. Bravo 5, Charlie to the gates.
Los Angeles Center, climate tape file 240.
That was not a bad landing. What did the so the project fly said 93, and the screen said 132, and Bush covers code 3. Okay, Bravo. Now we're going Charlie. Does that MCP work with the PMDG? It sure does, Mike. Yep. A part of me wants to see this new PMDG NG3 that's coming. I'll admit I want to see it. I don't know. What do you guys?
Good morning, Skyhawk 65415. We are 10 miles to the south, altitude 1,500. Inbound, full stop. We have information Foxtrot.
Does
5415 St. Louis Tower under left base runway 29 and report turning final.
Hunter left base runway 29 and will report turning final 415.
I'm not even sure where Delta parks. Do they park at the B gates in Vegas? Shagworth, yeah. Zibo. There's an emote for that. Okay. Taxi lights coming off. Catering, wait for me. Turn off our auto brake. Set parking brake, APU gens coming on. All right, who won? So it was Crash Distal and 333 to Crash Distal, and also there was someone. Crystal Sky gave me a huge tip on final there, so I'm going to give him 444 to Crystal Sky. These are good for prizes when I do giveaways. They help you buy the lottery tickets. Right? Pilotedge disconnect. And here's our approach. Replay. So yeah, I don't know why Toga didn't work. The other thing is, it seems like there was one more thing that didn't work on this version. But are you using the latest version or a stable version? I'm using the latest version, which before I took off was version 3.35 version 10. But again, usually when I fly it, a new one will be released. Fix 11 will probably be released. No, it's not released. At least it's at least not on the Google Drive. But yeah. And then off-sked descent, are you back from your AFK? Four humans and one Zibo version are born every second. Yes. Yep. But are Zibo twins born every once in a while? That's the question. Yeah. I did go a little bit long on this. I'm going to admit that I went a little bit long to kind of satisfy the masses with regard to comfort upon landing. Ideally, you want to be landing in the first third of the runway. I may not have been in the first third. Well, maybe I did. Yeah. So Navigraph maintenance would be perfect. You want to? Do you have Team Viewer installed still, off skid? See, there's the markers. Do I get down? Oh, it's not too bad. I was down pretty good. Okay, beware headphone users. The sound is going to be astronomically loud right now. Okay. Oh, Project Fly. What, a tower C? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh baby, baby. Reverser's coming out. Of course, Project Fly gets it right this time. Actually, that was a really good flare. That was, I mean, if you look at it, right, I'm like right here, and it's like, ooh, a little flare, and just bring her down. That was pretty good. Look at the predictions.